Welcome to Rescheck Info, the world's #1 source for high quality, low cost, fast turnaround Rescheck reports. Get your Rescheck started now. This post is brought to you by the Rescheckspert blog, the web's #1 blog and resource on Reschecks, green homes, insulation, building components, and energy efficiency. Today we're going to talk to you about Rescheck Economics and things you would not do for $79. Rescheck Economics. We think learning and completing your own Rescheck report is fantastic. We teach Rescheck classes to hundreds of bright students every week. We also know that if you're doing just one Rescheck report for your new home, the opportunity might far outweigh the $79 cost to allow us to handle your Rescheck energy audit. Did you know we schedule between 4 to 6 hours for every Rescheck we complete? This is with a group of people who do it every day. If you make even $25 per hour, then your time doing a Rescheck yourself will cost you well over $100, and then it might not even be correct. What we want to talk to you about today is some of the other things you would not do for $79. Your kid's jumping on the bed in his bedroom. He takes one super jump, bounces way too high. Next thing you know, he's laying on the ground crying in a pool of blood. His forehead's gashed open, and it's going to need stitches. You sewed a pillow once in home economics class. Instead of heading to the hospital, you can pick up some horse stitches at the local farm supply store, sew him up yourself. This would be a great way to save the $79 copay at the emergency room, wouldn't it? You run your own business. You're making great money. It's almost April, and that means your tax deadline is near. Since you're in a rush, you print off all the forms, then you fill them out by hand. An educated guess at each of the numbers will work great. Till the IRS calls you in May. Guess on numbers and doing your own taxes is another great way to save $79 a national tax specialist charges, right? Every time your car approaches a stop sign, it sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Your brakes are shot. Even though you've never worked on a car before, this time you're going to change your own brakes. You go to the auto parts store, you buy a jack, some wrenches, brake pads, a flashlight. This costs you well over $200 for the materials alone, and now you have to add in your time. Doing your own brakes instead of taking them to the $79 brake change place is a fantastic way to save a few bucks, right? There are plenty more examples of daily activities that cost $100 or less that you would never do yourself. It's not because you're lazy or unmotivated. There's just someone who set up a service to do it efficiently, correctly, and for a much lower cost than anyone else can do it for. The same is true with our Rescheck service. If you want to learn to do Reschecks correctly, we would be glad to teach you in our classes. If you're just doing one Rescheck energy audit, I guarantee we can save you hundreds of dollars over handling the Rescheck yourself. If you're ready to book your Rescheck report, go up to the Buy Now tab, click on the $79 report, go down to the bottom of the page, click Buy Now. Thank you very much for listening.